come on in, bitch.
Come on in, man.
Oh, maybe then I'll
I'll call him tomorrow. See what else to do.
Yeah, maybe I'll fucking bolt these into the center then.
Yeah.
If we're going to have 3 people.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Do you need a drill?
Nah, I got one. I got a drill, baby.
Probably doesn't even work. You know how to use a drill?
I know how to use a drill. I had to drill these fucking curtains in. It's coming along.
What color curtains are you getting or exchanging those for?
The curtains that I'm getting, the color is Chambly.
Chambly. What is that, like a champagne color?
No, it's like a bluish gray something.
Cute.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, sweetie.
Dude,
yeah, you got the Chambly.
I realize this is that you're going to do it too when Lana's born. You're going to start using the word cute obnoxiously.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. We were in Maine, in a Newburyport, and I was like, oh, this is a cute little town. And I'd use cute like 3 times before 9 a.m., and I was like, what am I doing?
What do I do with my life? That's what's going to happen, dude.
Yeah, it's cute. It's a cute thing.
It's really pretty cute. She's got her onesies. Dude, that is the crazy part now, is it's really getting real. Rebecca's stomach is like
big. I saw her.
It's getting big, and the baby is imminent, and now we've had the baby shower, so we've got all the DACA tot. We have
everything.
We have everything. We got all these little onesies and stuff.
And you're going to get more.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to give you their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure we'll get stuff from you. And then if you guys have another baby, we'll probably be giving it back to you until
just going to alternate everything back and forth.
Honestly, yeah. That might be how it goes. Dude, I'm sure Greg will have another kid or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to have so much stuff, though, that you got from the baby shower, and you're going to be like, never even open it, never touch it. Like, I hear people they got like somebody was like, oh, you know what you need? You need a baby wipe warmer to warm the wipes. I said, what? What is that? And there's like a little machine you put them in to keep them warm. So in the middle of the night, if you have to change a diaper, it doesn't scare the baby too much.
Really?
I guess, yeah. I would never use one, but there's a lot of like nonsense like that.
Yeah.
Stuff that you don't need.
Yeah, you said that some of the stuff wouldn't be open. I mean, it's my wife. She's opened everything and put it in the proper place already.
Of course. Yeah, I'm sure it's organized.
It's all organized. You can probably imagine exactly
what it's like. It looks good. You guys got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll go through it all. You'll use it at least once.
Dude, and so it's like a culmination of things about to happen is we've got 311 this weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm getting hernia surgery on Monday.
Yeah.
So tell me more.
Dude.
Tell me more. So this is gonna be like my last week of mobility and freedom before the baby comes.
Last I kind of told Jenny, I was like, we're gonna go have fun this weekend because I didn't know you had surgery, but I knew like this is what more you're gonna do. Because then, dude, when you're down to the last month, it could really happen.
Yeah, it can.
Like whenever.
It can be any time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm getting it. That's why I'm getting this surgery, because they said it's like you're pretty much out of commission for like 3 weeks.
Are they doing like the a small little hole?
No, they go in through my pee hole and then they root around until they just kind of like pop it in.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's what the doctor said.
And you're awake for all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're gonna be awake for the whole thing. And then he's like, this guy out front, Dennis, he's going to be grabbing your nutsack the whole time. But your hernia is going to be fixed. It'll definitely hurt.
You're going to feel weird, but your hernia is going to be fine.
I mean, pretty much the way that it works is it's just, we barrage you emotionally, and then you kind of just forget that you have a hole in your groin.
Dude, can you see it poking out?
Yeah, it's like you can kind of see it, but it's like a hereditary thing. My dad had it. My father had it. My father's father probably had it.
I didn't know hernias were hereditary.
That's what they said. At least this kind. It's called an inguinal hernia.
Yeah.
So the only reason why I'm getting this taken care of now is because we were hanging out with Fish after the baby shower, and I was telling him what I have, and he's like, oh, dude, you should go get surgery for that and get it taken care of, because what can happen is that part of your intestines can poke through that hole in your like ab wall, and then your intestines can get shut off, and
Because it pinches them.
yeah, it like pinches it, and then that piece of your intestine can die, or like you can have blockage. So you should probably go get that fixed. And I was like,
right.
well, Fish is like
A paramedic.
he's
And all these things.
yeah, paramedic, EMT, whatever the higher one is, and he does like he has fucked up things that he sees every day. So when he comes to me and is like, "Hey, you should probably get that taken care of," I was like, "Fuck!"
Should probably take care of, yeah.
And then I started thinking about it and actually like feeling what was going on, like in my abs and stuff, and I'm
Poking at
like,
it.
man, this whole time I've had like a legit full blown sports injury, and I've just like I've just like
And you've been
not
doing
acknowledged
jiu-jitsu
it.
and like rolling around with people. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like have not acknowledged it. But I've had this, I think, for a couple of years.
Oh.
So it's not, and I talked to the guy. He's like, "Look, you're not at the point where like you're in danger, like, but you got to
Better-
get this taken care of at some point."
Yeah, it's better just to do it right away instead of wait for things to transpire and get worse.
Yeah, because I'll be waiting for months and months, and I don't know that with the baby being born for the first month or two anyway that I'd be going to jiu-jitsu. Plus, like,
Probably not.
yeah, my wife's all freaked out about COVID and everything, and like I don't know how babies are with COVID. She keeps telling me that if a baby gets sick, they have to get like a spinal tap or something. There's like,
I heard that, but when I was in the hospital a year and a half ago or a year and a couple months ago, they said babies are pretty resilient to pretty much most things you throw at them.
yeah, I coughed in Lily's face like for
You did what?
dude, when I first held your baby, she was 3 days old, and I thought I fucking broke her neck.
I'm with you, man, because you hold them. I don't think I've ever held a baby until, I held her, and it was like trying to figure out how to do it right, and you think they're so fragile, which they are, but then the doctors are like tossing them around the room and like
Really?
no problem, and I'm like, wow, yeah.
Dude, yeah, because I went and I think either you or Jen handed her to me, and I go like this, and her head goes, and I was like, fuck,
What have
I
I
just
done?
killed my friend's baby. She's fucking dead. Then-
Yeah, we probably wouldn't be here if that happened.
Yeah, no, I think that would cause a bit of a rift in the relationship.
Probably. Yeah, no, you'll be fine.
I think it'll be all right. But I figure, all right, I'm going to be out anyway from doing that, and I might as well do it early enough where, like, if the baby comes towards the end of the month, I'll at least be, like, somewhat healed, and I'm not, like, falling.
Yeah.
Falling
It's not like
apart.
she's going to be that heavy anyway.
Exactly.
I mean, she's going to weigh.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about, like, having to carry a bunch of other shit.
The stroller, the car seat, I think it's heavy, especially if you're like leaning and
Yeah, leaning in with it and
you're
rocking.
yeah,
with
you're
it.
leaning with the rock with it. My abs are popping out.
Lean with it, rock with it. Yeah. So that's what I got to look forward to. So this is kind of like
Exciting.
my last hoorah before
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
having a baby. I'm pumped to see 311.
Who's opening for them?
I have no idea.
Hopefully, it's slightly stupid, and I just killed two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get you to a slightly stupid
Dude,
show.
I know.
I think we'll have to go back to, who knows? Maybe they'll have Reggae Rise up this year in March.
I think isn't it next month? Isn't it October this year?
I thought they canceled that.
Maybe they did.
They might have canceled it, but maybe it's in October, and then I'll just have to wait until then. And then it'll probably be on her birthday, and we'll probably have to do like a birthday party, and I'll probably miss it.
You'll miss her birthday party for Reggae Rise Up.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
I'm saying.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, no. I will be at her birthday party
The whole time.
the whole time. Yeah, Chris, you haven't moved. Dude, if anybody can make a cardboard cutout of me 1 year in the future.
Like a wax sculpture would be more realistic.
Yeah. Dude, when I was at the podcast movement, so like there was, I guess, some lady that worked in Australia or lived in Australia, and like they can't fucking leave. It's like if you leave your house, they'll like shoot you in the head. And
Like right now, it's like that?
yeah, in Australia. At least that's how it's been.
Austria
throughout.
or Australia?
Australia. Australia, mate.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're fucking pussies, and I put it down on wax right now. So fuck you. Fucking pussies. So
that's the best one.
they had some lady that was like there, but they bought or rented this like robot that's on wheels, and it's like a kiosk. Like imagine like a kiosk, right? That you like go to the airport and type your stuff in, and it rolled around, and it had her face on the screen and a microphone, and I guess like and speakers too. So she, like I was talking to this lady in Australia,
A robot?
yeah, like through like a robot moving kiosk.
I saw that in a movie before. I didn't know they actually had them.
Yeah. What movie did you see that in?
I don't know, but it's in a movie. Even Walmart has, and I don't know if this is what it was doing, but I was in Walmart one day. This was a couple years ago, so I don't know what they have now. But this robot was just like cruising. It was like a big, like an oval kind of shape. I think it was like taking inventory, and it would like go through, and it would like you see like a flashing light, and then it would like know that you were there, and then it would stop and like let you pass, and then you're passing, and it would keep going.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what they were.
Whoa.
I haven't seen them, so maybe it was like some kind of experimental.
Yeah.
Experimental.
Yeah, this was some like DARPA shit, you know.
What is that? What's DARPA?
I don't know. It's like some government program that they make real spooky shit.
Oh.
Dude, I don't know if this is like, I don't know if this came from something that's QAnon or if this is legitimate and then QAnon talked about it. But apparently like DARPA, this like federal program that does all this spooky shit, was making like a Facebook type company, and then like the day that they shut down their Facebook type program, Facebook was invented. Like it's literally within like a day or something like that. I don't know
nothing about. I don't get into any conspiracy theories.
No?
No.
Too scared?
Dude, I'm scared, dude. I get scared.
A little scared.
Keep me up at night. What is QAnon? I know some other people that
So
talk about QAnon,
I would say
but
QAnon's the truth.
you could be telling the truth about them telling the
Dude,
truth. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
So from what I know about QAnon,
it's like tabloids, like fake news.
no. Like I think, and I actually don't really understand it all the way. And I think they made like documentaries on it or something, but still I don't know who made the documentary.
Yeah.
But I think what QAnon was, so like basically what it was in terms of like what it was portrayed as or like what it was released as was an anonymous person named Q would leave these, he called them drops, but it was basically like a bunch of cryptically coded information that he would put out, I think on 8chan or 4chan or something like that. One of those like forum sites where you can like, comment and like link to other stuff. And so it was like basically a bunch of stuff about like world leaders and this stuff is going on and, just follow the white rabbit or follow this stuff. Like, I don't know if you remember like when everybody was talking about adrenochrome and all this kind of stuff. So like, I don't know if QAnon was just some like crazy person running it and then a bunch of crazy people were like all about it. But the thing that I like appreciated about it was like I started looking at it maybe for about a week, like not following, but somebody like put a bunch of the stuff together that it was released. And if you just look at it, right, if you don't get involved in like the end degree where everybody is like some sort of lizard or something like that, if you just kind of like take it from the surface and look at the information they were putting out, it was actually really interesting because it makes you go like,
maybe it's legit news in some way.
Well, I think the things that it was pointing out were legit. I don't know. At least that's what I felt because when they would show like pictures of a U.S. president with like some guy who is kind of thought to be like an enemy, and then like some guy that runs like this particular bank or this oil company, and they're all together in this kind of strange place, or this person works for this law firm that has historically covered up these things, and you're like, oh, like it's not so crazy or conspiracy theory. It's just, I was just looking at the information and being like,
there might be something there.
I was like, yeah, actually it's interesting that they point this out because literally none of this shit makes sense if you just listen to what is said on like the news and on the surface. It's like, wow, none of this makes sense.
I know this isn't the end all be all, but when they have the pictures and stuff on there, I'm like, oh, like I see some goofy pictures, and I just assume that stuff is photoshopped at this point.
What? Like
just anything. Like you're saying, like, oh, this guy's with this guy. I'm like, oh, that's probably just a fake picture. Like I don't get into any of it.
Yeah,
like, I hear things and I'm like, too goofy for me.
Yeah, I sometimes when things like I do the same thing where I'm just like, it's fake.
Yeah,
it's fake.
Yeah.
But I was listening to a podcast. It's called Unlimited Hangout, and this girl, her name's Whitney Webb, and she does like a lot of investigative journalism type stuff. She like goes pretty in depth on a lot of stuff, but she had this guy on who was talking about like the word conspiracy theory and the word conspiracy theorist. And he's like, since JFK, when people started questioning the JFK assassination and what went into that and like why it happened, who was really behind it, how the events really played out, all that kind of stuff. It was the first time, maybe in recorded history or something, that they used the word conspiracy theorist. So they took it from like people having conspiracy theories to now you are this thing. Like we have labeled you and you don't want to be that. I mean, like right now being called a conspiracy theorist is like,
you're wacky.
Yeah, you're it's like it's almost like in a way like a professional slur. If you think about it, it's like a knock on your credibility in any kind of like real professional sense.
Yeah. There was something I just watched recently. I get into these like the like true crime documentaries and stuff like that. I can't remember what it was called. He was on Hulu, but it was the same thing. This woman is just like talking about the most out of this world, these ideas. And I'm like, who in their right mind would follow? And then like towards the end, they're like, she has 5,000 people that are like diehard fans. And it was just the most wacky ideas that she had.
Dude, that's the crazy part is that and that's what makes it really hard to sift through. You know what? But you know what I realized like during COVID, which made me like I was, like during the beginning of COVID, like I was like really, really fucking pissed off at the way that the news was handling all this stuff, because I ended up realizing that I was getting more legitimate news by figuring out whatever these conspiracy theory people were saying and then sifting out the bullshit and trying to get to a truth.
Yeah.
Easier and more directly and less skewed than trying to watch the news, sift through the bullshit, get to the truth. It was literally like I am surrounded on all sides by people that are out of their fucking minds, and now I have to like figure out which way, like where does this fit in, Like
I read something the last couple of days, and it was something like if you're in a world, if you're a sane person in a crazy world, everybody's gonna think that you're crazy. So it's like, who knows what's right or wrong?
Yeah,
that's kind of what that felt like,
dude. Yeah,
like you're like, am I wrong? Are they wrong?
Well, dude, and
everything just seems absolutely nuts.
And that's the thing, especially with something like COVID, where you're talking about like a disease or like something that is killing people. It's like, this is part of what frustrates me, because like personally, the scope of COVID and the amount of deaths and things like that, in comparison to other things, is not like at the top of the like overall pandemic deaths percentages, all that stuff. It's still fucking serious. Like, I'm going to somebody's funeral on Friday. Like, this is not, I don't like to partake in conspiracy theories because I'm like, oh yeah, fuck this. It's like, dude, I know it's serious. I know that people can die from it, but also I don't need fucking big ass news companies to tell me that I can't leave my house and I should be terrified of everything. And if I leave, I'm going to die and I'm going to kill my grandmother and all of my children and children's children. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Like, all of that stuff seems so irrational to me. Like we've talked about it before, but like just following this stuff is okay. We followed what they said. I know that nobody on the news is a scientist. I know that YouTube that posts vaccines are safe right on the top of their thing. I know that Instagram that posts vaccines are safe, all this stuff. They're not fucking doctors.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm also not a doctor, but you're not a fucking doctor either. And everybody on the news that's pushing everything that they say, the doctor said, it changes every 3 months. It's a total 180.
It's people that don't know anything telling other people that don't know anything.
Yeah.
And then they're just following each other and be like, holy shit, this is right. This is right. This is what I need to do.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like standing here like, why don't I just try to like take care of myself? I'll try to be smart. I'm going to, my wife's pregnant. I'm going to try to like not put myself in a spot where I can fucking get COVID, possibly give it to her. Who the fuck knows what could happen to her if she gets it at this point? Like, I don't want to take that risk, but I also can like weigh that. I have the ability,
common sense that you know that, okay, this feels right to me, this feels wrong to me, and you can make your own decisions.
Yeah, dude, I just want the ability to make my own decisions. And like, dude, if you've got to go get the vaccine because you're immune compromised and you feel like that's the right fucking thing to do, dude, do it.
For sure.
Like if you have a reason to do it, do it. Like it doesn't have to be. And then also that person, if I disagree with them, they don't have to be the fucking devil.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God, you don't agree with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just stupid. I don't know. I guess I said nobody's talking, but I don't know. I just wish that more people would talk clearly about this stuff on like public platforms. Because I think at least in Florida, dude, you saw it here. It's like, dude, through all of this shit, most people are fucking totally cool with each other. I mean, even if
it wasn't a huge deal, everybody just masked up and, you know.
And it's like
trying to
everybody just kind of fucking like kept their distance and everybody was pretty respectful of each other.
Yeah, yeah.
But we just kept moving along. Like,
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, man. Just respect to other people's personal space and don't try to hug anybody or whatever. Yeah. Anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I got to say about that, I guess.
I guess we'll just end the podcast now.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Cool.
Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Yeah.
And if you're vaccinated, no, but like, I don't know. You see what I'm saying? You feel like you're made to feel like a crazy person for just thinking and having thoughts and like, dude, I'm okay if I'm wrong. Like I'm totally okay. Like I listened to Joe Rogan with Rhonda Patrick. She's like big into the vaccine, all that stuff. And it was like, man, she's got some really good points. Like I think that she's like factually accurate.
Yeah.
I don't suddenly think that she's a fucking idiot now and I hate her.
They should just go through and post like pros and cons and what's different facts, and then you just go up and you look and say, all right, I want to do this or I don't want to do that, and you just make the decision on what you want to do, and then we call it a day.
Yeah, but I don't know that that'll happen.
No, it won't.
I hate to say it, but there's like a lot of money involved. Like,
yeah, dude, and any of that stuff.
Dude, did you see what fucking the White House administration did with those monoclonal antibodies?
No.
So
I guess the monoclonal. That's what you take to.
I don't
get over COVID.
I'm fucking talking out of my ass,
dude.
Right
I don't follow any of this. Disclaimer: I don't follow any of it. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we are not medical professionals. Do not listen to us for medical advice. Please seek. Some advice elsewhere.
Don't watch the news. I don't really look at this stuff on social media. So.
Yeah, well, and if you were to read it personally, you would not understand any of it.
For sure, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
that's why I just stay away from it. It's like, when I'm like, not for me.
Oh, no, thanks.
No. On to something else.
But, so I guess, like monoclonal antibodies are like a certain thing that you can take. You probably got to take it pretty quickly after you, maybe after you get COVID. Again, disclaimer, I don't know what I'm talking about there, but somebody that I know, her and her whole family got diagnosed with COVID, and then they took that within like a day of getting diagnosed, and they felt fine within a day after that.
Wow.
So, like, they definitely work, at least for some people. And so, I don't know, DeSantis is always like at odds with the president or, whatever's going on. But I guess what they did is the federal government like cut the aid or the federal money for those monoclonal antibodies. They cut it in half, like the funding. They cut it in half to the state of Florida because they like maybe weren't complying with something or like weren't like pushing the vaccines as much, and they wanted to do this as an alternative. I don't know the exact dynamics, but DeSantis just went straight to the companies that manufacture them and like started buying them and is gonna bring them into the state. Yeah, dude.
That just seems like some sketches going on with that whole situation.
But that's why it makes me think like
there's no transparency.
There's no transparency. That's why it makes me think that it's something tied to money. Like
I feel like most of the evils in the world come down to being tied to some kind of money.
Yeah, money and
somebody wants some kind of monetary value for something and
I can't wrap my head around that, dude.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense. But maybe like once you get to like a certain level of and you're around these certain people and stuff, you're influenced by other people's opinions, your opinion changes, and all of a sudden, what you think is important wasn't once so important, and now you're focused on these other things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, for having a baby, like, what was so important before that is, like, literally you don't give a shit about now? Or at least, like, way backseat.
I don't know if there's, like, one thing particular, but it's just, like, right now, like, you care about yourself. You care about Becca, right? Like, so you're thinking about the things you're going to do after work. You're going to go do your podcast stuff. You're going to go, whatever it might be. And then all of a sudden, you're like, okay, now you have Lana there. You're like, all right, I'm going to go home. But this little human, like, needs attention and care for 24/7. So it's almost like everything that you thought, was on your agenda really isn't anymore. That stuff all just takes a backseat. Everything does.
Yeah.
And then you're, like, trying to squeeze everything around that. So, like, that's what's like, all right, if you want to do something, man, it's either got to be real late at night or it's got to be really early in the morning.
Yeah.
But it's like I had to figure it out. And I still haven't gotten the groove of things. I'm sure I don't think that I'll be back to like a normal schedule for at least like myself, for probably another year.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you guys have another kid within that time.
And then back to square one, yeah. Which is okay though. It's just fine.
Yeah, but I think you'll be better equipped to handle it second time around.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I don't know. Some people say that like having 2 kids is a nightmare. Then everything after like 3 kids is just like having 3 kids.
Yeah, I was the 4th. I think by the time that they get like your parents get to you at that point, like there's definitely they care way less, not about you as a human, but like they care way less about the things that they cared about with your older siblings. Like my brother, he had to get like really good grades, otherwise he was grounded and all this stuff. And then they would be like, you have to get really good grades or you're grounded. And I was like, I got a B-. And they're like, okay.
B-, that's a good grade.
Yeah.
That's a really good grade.
They're like, can you just do your fucking homework, please?
Come on, Chris.
You would have like 10 points higher in your class if you just did your homework. Can you just do your homework? I was like, maybe.
I guess.
I'll think about it. I went to FGCU because they didn't have you didn't have to write an essay.
Oh my God, you're something else. How many colleges did you apply for?
1.
The one that didn't have the standard written essay.
I applied to 1. I went there in the summer of the spring between junior and senior year of high school. I saw the beach. I saw a trampoline in the water.
Yeah. This is for me.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going here.
Did you guys come down here before? Did you know the area, or you just saw the college and you're like, this is badass, I want to go check out this college?
We used to come like for like Yankee spring training games. We'd go up to Tampa and see, and then I think we would go fishing sometimes, like down in like the Marco Island area. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then my mom's like, you gotta look at this college. And I was like, fucking fine, okay. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going here.
Yeah. How could you not?
And I applied, and I got into college September of my senior year of high school.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's way early.
Yeah, which you would think because I procrastinate with everything that I would like figure that out last minute. I had that locked in by September. Yeah. And I did not apply myself
at all
in senior year at all.
I can tell.
And here we are today.
Yeah, I waited legit 2 days before like the end of the sign up.
Really?
It's like, yeah, like high school was over and I was like, I better do something. And then,
yeah, what did you do after high school? Did you go straight to college or no?
Yeah, I did. So I went and I interviewed for the Carpenters Union in Indiana. Didn't really get in. It was like one of those things where it's like, hey, we'll take you, but you're going to be on a waiting list, and it could be like a year.
Yeah.
I can't just, bum around for a year at my parents' house. So then I was like, I guess I'm going to college. And then that's when I was just like, kind of did it on a whim.
So did you go to college and drop out and then go back?
Kind of. So I went to I think I did a year of college. Then I took a year off. I'm trying to think about what I did here. So it was a community college. I think I went for a year, took a year off. I was like, I better go back to college. Then I started going for business, and then I transferred to Ball State.
Okay.
After that, and then finished my 2 years there.
But you did pretty good in college, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did better than I did in high school. I cared
But you
more.
applied yourself?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it's like, college is expensive. My parents were helping me, and it's like the last thing I'm going to do is, screw off and not get grades.
Yeah. I just needed to get the piece of paper
That said I graduated.
Yeah.
What did you get a degree in?
Communications.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Bullshit major. Did I tell you what happened with my graduation thing?
Mm-mm.
So, like, I walked in May of 2014 and, thought I graduated. And I go to apply to Enterprise in, September of the next year.
You did tell me this.
And they're like, everything's great, but you didn't graduate college. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, we talked to FGCU. They don't have the transcripts. And so what happened was at FGCU, you got to have community service hours, and you have to have 80. So I submitted a bunch of them, and then they didn't accept 70 of them, or not even that they didn't accept. They just didn't really process them. They were like, oh, we had a question. And so we emailed you on your school email 10 days and 20 days after you graduated college. After I walked, dude, I'm not checking my school email after that.
The last day of school, I logged in for the last time, and I was like, all right, done with this.
And so I go, and they're like, yeah, we didn't approve these things because we had questions about it. And so I go back, and I get one of my teachers to sign 10 hours, and I'm like, hey, did you guys follow up on that 60-hour chunk that you said wasn't good? And they're like, oh yeah, it's okay, we approved it. I was like, so you waited a year and a half to do this? And then so they're like, okay, you're gonna graduate in August of 2015. I was like, no, I graduated in May 2014.
I walked the stage.
Just put that as the thing. I'm like, it's September. You're going to backdate. It's almost September. You're going to backdate it anyway. Just put it at the correct date. And they were like, no. And I took it all the way up to the provost of the school, and they were like, no, we don't backdate anything. I was like, you're fucking backdating this already.
So what do they do? Did they push it out to 2015?
Yeah, they said I graduated in summer semester of 2015. It didn't matter. I got the job after doing that. But I was like, wow. You know what?
Imagine though, not getting a job and then having to wait.
Yeah, it was such bullshit, dude. I fucking hate stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's such bureaucratic nonsense too.
Just click a button and just send me through. I've been here for 4 years. Let's just get this show on the road. Let's go.
Well, if you had so many questions and you really needed to validate, but then I ask you about it and you're like, oh yeah, we approved it. Well then
what's the big deal?
What were we doing?
Yeah, it's just a lot of red tape.
Yeah, whatever.
And all that stuff.
I don't care. I'm not bitter about it.
Sounds like you sound pretty bitter.
I'm not bitter. You're definitely bitter. Dude, I'm pumped for 311 this weekend.
What's your favorite album?
Probably it's kind of like a tie, but I'd say Sound System, and then Grassroots.
Homebrew. Is that on
Yeah,
Grassroots?
that's on Grassroots.
Yeah, that's a cool album. I didn't really listen to a ton of Free 11
Free 11.
until you kind of showed me. I knew they were. I'd listened to like Down and Amber, like their hits.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
different. No one is like them.
No. Seagraves got me into 311. So I got like a 311 greatest hits CD in like, I don't know, 2004 or something like that. I remember listening to them. My brother liked them, but then like in high school, maybe around like 10th or 11th grade, Seagraves got me into 311. And then I saw them live. I think I saw them live. The very first day I saw them live was the day that Michael Jackson died.
Whoa.
Yeah. So they played
he had a
Beyond
house
the
in
Gray
Indiana.
Sky.
Gary, I think he's from Gary, Indiana.
Really?
Yeah.
I was touching kids in Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, you can go like visit his house. It's not very nice.
No?
No.
Is that Neverland Ranch there?
No. This is like his childhood. I don't know if this is where he lived with the Jackson 5 or whatever.
Oh.
It's like a small little white house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
No, it's not.
But I'm pumped for this. I'm pumped for this weekend.
Yeah.
I think because one thing that is going to be cool is that it's not an album release,
They're just gonna
tour.
play all their new
So
stuff.
yeah, where they're going to just play only new stuff for the most part. I think they'll play some newer stuff, but I think that, I think they'll play like some hits and shit.
How many albums do they have? Like 20? I mean, I was on Spotify.
I think it's close, to
rolling,
like
dude.
15 or something.
I haven't
17.
Yeah, I've listened to quite a few of the albums, but I mean, it would take you a week to get through everything.
Dude, I don't know if Sound System would be the best one to like get into
Is that the one
them.
with is Uplifting? Uplift?
No, that's Universal Pulse, I think. Uplifter.
It's got like it's almost like a tree on the front. It's got like different little labels and stuff on it.
No, that's Uplifter.
Uplifter, yeah.
That's that
cool.
album.
That's a cool album.
Yeah, that is a good album.
I like that one.
Grassroots is really cool, but you got to kind of like listen through the whole album, and that is cool. You know what is cool about it is like they just take a bunch of different styles and all this shit, and they just like meld them together, and they go all different places, and they do it in a really cool way. Like they got a song called like Nut Symptom, I think, and
It's the second one on Homebrew. Or third one. Yeah.
Third one.
I listened to that today.
It's like, and then it goes into like a funk slap thing. And then at the end, it's like, and it just changes and it goes into like a Santana solo at the end. It's fucking sweet.
Could you imagine how old is, what's his name? The main guy.
Nick Hexum?
Nick Hexum. He has probably hundreds of songs.
Yeah, I think as a band they have over 100 songs.
And then he's got his own album. Just like imagine being his age. I mean, he's not that old. And then having written
he's
all
like
those
75.
songs. Yeah. He's not 75. He's probably like in his late 40s maybe.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe 50.
Yeah.
He's written like this plethora of stuff. And like we jam. And I feel like I run out of stuff within 30 minutes of us playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I couldn't see making that many songs.
Well, I think they've been around for like, 32 or 33 years or something like
Since
that.
like 94 probably, early 90s.
I think since like 89.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway. Oh, well.
Yeah, hey, maybe you'll have,
Dude.
hundreds of podcast episodes by the time
Yeah.
you're 30. So.
Yeah, maybe. I'll have 13 listens.
Yeah, how does it make you feel that crazy conspiracy lady that I was talking about has more followers than you do?
Honestly, it gives me hope.
Yikes.
It gives me hope.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Because you should have way more than that.
I don't know.
She's talking about whatever mess she's talking about.
I don't need followers.
No.
I just need people that will listen to every single word that I say.
Please listen to me.
You must listen to me now. You better listen to me. Otherwise, bad things are going to happen. But the guy from 311,
Yeah.
he said that Turnstyle is his favorite band right now.
Well, yeah, it's everybody's favorite band. That album they came out with is sick.
Right?
Mystery is still, I think, the coolest song. I know it's like the poppy kind of.
Oh,
or
it's
hit,
fucking
but
sweet song. You know what? I like that song, Underwater Boy. It's like not a heavy song. It's the 4th song on the album.
I'm sure I know. I've listened to the whole thing. You know what else is good? What's that? Oh, what is that song in there last one? Turn Blue? Blue by You.
Oh, yeah.
On the is it Step to Rhythm that's on?
No, that's on Nonstop Feeling.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
that
cool.
album is a great fucking album.
Yeah, they're a cool band.
That came out when I lived in Orlando. That was my main workout album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah. They get me fucking fired up. I think I saw them when I was in Orlando. I think they opened for Story So Far. No. What's the band? And it feels like I'm at an all-time low, lightly bruised and broken. Newfound Glory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they opened for them.
What was their big hit?
All Downhill From Here.
Yep. Wow.
Dude, I saw them play live in Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe close to 10 years ago, or maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. They were fucking awesome. It was some reunion tour or something.
I just remember listening to their one song, but I remember not really. But that was the stage of my life. Like in middle school, you're just like, you listen to like one song off every album. You're like, oh, that's it. I know this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, maybe you did that.
Yeah.
I was really like big into music and stuff.
I was too, but I would just like listen to like hit songs, and then that's how I discovered them. Like I started listen to me.
No,
and then I listened.
You're just fucking poser, dude.
And then I started like, realizing that these other songs on the albums were better than the hit.
Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that crazy? Wasn't that a crazy moment when you like start realizing that and you're like,
there's more than one song on this album.
Whoa.
Sublime. That happened to me with Sublime.
Yeah. Which album? The Sublime album.
He's got the tattoo on his back. It was like, I don't know what people consider Sublime, reggae, punk, rock, whatever. I remember like getting it for what I got, and then all of a sudden one day I was like, I remember just playing a computer game, and like had it. It was like when I had like a boom box where you put the CD in the top.
Yeah.
Like listen to it, and I was like, wow, every song is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking album.
It's so good.
And they got like punk.
Pawn Shop.
Yeah. Was it like Burritos?
Burritos. Yep. April 26, 1992.
Paddle Out. It's like it's a really
Paddle Out's good. Yeah.
Really solid album. And then you go back and listen to like 40 Ounces of Freedom. You're like, oh, this is fucking cool too.
What's Boss DJ? Is that on 40 Ounces of Freedom? I always thought the song was pretty cool.
I think that's on an older album even. But even the remixes of that song that people make are fucking cool.
Sublime. Any of that like overdub Sublime remix I think are pretty cool.
Yeah. Jack Johnson actually does pretty good cover of it.
Of what?
Boss DJ.
There's
a steel train coming.
There's this album came out or whatever. It's called The House That Bradley Built.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's on? And then it's like
it might be.
I think Pepper did a cover of.
Did they?
Yeah, I can't remember what they did, but it was I don't know if it was an album, but like there's like a bunch of different bands, and each band covered all these famous bands covered one song of each of Sublime songs.
Oh, that's
all
cool.
Really cool. Yeah, I think it's called The House That Bradley Built.
I've definitely heard at least a cover from that.
Yeah.
From that album. You know what else Pepper did? They did like a Police tribute, like Sting, like the Police, the band, and they did "Can't Stand Losing You." I don't know if you've ever heard that song.
I don't think so.
It's a good song, but they covered it. It's pretty cool. And then when you like realize that Pepper really was like influenced by the Police, and then you listen to the Police, you're like, oh. Dude, yeah, this is for sure where this shit came from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Dude, if go back and listen to, I think it's Regatta de Blanc by the Police, that album. It's actually pretty cool. It's a good album.
I only had one Police album. I think it was like Synchronization.
Yeah, Synchronicity.
Or Synchronicity, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really listen to that one too much. I know that song.
I'll go back and listen to it. Oh, dude, I saw a badass live concert on TV with Sting. I think it was NPR. You should watch that.
Really?
Yeah. It was like it's an acoustic show. So cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And have you seen those NPRs?
Yeah, the tiny desk thing?
Yes, yeah. Those are so cool.
I don't
cool
watch them
bands.
that often. When I go on YouTube, I end up just mostly watching like videos of like Terrence McKenna or like Alan Watts just talk about like
Alan Watts.
psychedelic like
Yeah.
and Zen things, because I end up making my way to YouTube around like midnight.
I get some Alan Watt recommendations too.
I heard
Yeah.
so he's got this video, right? And I heard it towards the end of last year, and he's like talking about like what you think reality is, and he goes, "No, this is reality," and he hits a bell, and it like reverberates, and you're listening to the reverberation, like the waves, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's like fucking really interesting." It was a really interesting way to put it. And then I was at Dylan's wedding, and it was one night that I was just like, everybody had gone to sleep, so I took my computer downstairs and I was like making like soundscapes on my computer, and I made a bunch of these just like bells, like really loud and ringing at the beginning of the song.
Yeah.
And I sent it to all my friends that were there. And so Thrift, not Brandon, but Ryan.
Yeah.
He said he played it for his fiance, and she like woke up with night terrors after playing that.
Dude, that's a real thing. I was just talking to somebody about this. Oh man, what is this called? You can get
Sleep paralysis or something?
No. So you get two headphones, right? And you get like a zzz or whatever, like a bell at a certain frequency. Certain frequencies will like mess with your mind somehow. There's like an app you can download, and you can pay for money for like these different types of frequencies.
Is this like 44.1 or 48 point something? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, maybe those bells were at some frequency that like stress you out.
Dude, it could be. I forgot. So last night I was having a dream, and like it was, I guess, pretty realistic. For some reason, I was sleeping downstairs. My brother was at my house, and he was like sleeping downstairs, but over towards the kitchen. And like we're talking, and like we were flipping lights on and off, and then all of a sudden we hear like something like bang from upstairs.
This is your dream?
This is in my dream.
Okay.
And I'm standing like down by like the laundry room kind of area in that like archway thing.
Yeah.
And I hear like a big thing start fucking doom, 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 coming down the stairs. And like in my dream, I was like, and my wife wakes me up. She's like, "Hey, like, are you okay?" And I was like, was I just like yelling? And she's like, "Yeah, you've literally never done that before." I was like, "All right, I'm glad this is a dream, because what in my dream this thing was happening, and I wanted to like yell like, 'Hey, who the fuck is that?' And I was just like, and before she woke me up, all I could think was like, I did all this fucking jujitsu and Krav Maga and shit, and this is gonna be my response to danger, is me going,
yes, that is. Dude, dreams are crazy. Do you remember your dreams?
No, not really.
Yeah, maybe you're stressed.
Do you?
No. My wife was telling me that she remembers. I think she's like a lucid dreamer,
dude.
She can like.
So is my wife. Yeah.
Maybe it's a chick thing, dude. Because she was like telling me, she's like, I had this wild dream. It was so cool. I was like doing this, and I'm like, I can't move. Like, I feel like I'm like paralyzed in my dreams. Can't do anything.
Really?
Yeah, like I can't like yell. Like same thing. Like you're like gonna fight somebody. I'm like, is this how I'm gonna react if this shit goes down? And like, you know, just nice and slow, and like you're like trying with all your force. I don't know. It's strange.
Dude, I wish I could lucid dream. Doesn't that seem like the coolest shit?
I looked it up how to.
Yeah, you have to like practice, and you gotta like knock on doors and stuff, and be like,
I didn't know that. It said, so this is what I saw. Because a while ago, I was just like, I probably watched something or saw somebody about it. And they said what you want to do to become a lucid dreamer is when you have a dream, you have to like train yourself to like immediately wake up. And you're supposed to keep a notepad next to your desk and write down every detail of that dream. And then review the dream the next day.
Yeah.
And then you do that every time you dream. And when you do that, I guess somehow you are able to tap into that part of your brain, and then over time you're just kind of like training yourself to remember those, and who knows, I don't know.
Dude, it's I did that for like 3 days, and now that you're saying that, that is totally accurate. And I like really kept like in-depth notes on my dreams. Like I had 3 days of dreams, and it was like
Did you record
7 or 8.
The last one you just talked
No,
about?
I didn't. But I at least recorded on the podcast,
Yeah.
which I probably won't go back and listen to.
Yeah, right.
So I will forget this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wrote it down. And like it filled up a lot of pages, but it just took so much time in the morning because I was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking go in on this. And I would write down like every detail, and I drew some things. Like I think I drew like this like bat looking thing. It was really pretty creepy looking, but
You saw that in your dream?
yeah. No, I drew it. I had a dream about it, and I just drew it a lot.
See, I can't even.
It was a very shitty, it was a very simple, it was like the equivalent of drawing like a stick figure person and being like, yeah, that's what he looked like.
All your dreams are in stick figures?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even like wrap my head around like what is happening to even write anything down. It's like mine make no sense. I can't move, can't do anything. And then I just wake up and I'm like, that was terrible.
All right. Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, maybe you should write as much down as you can. Because part of what happens is if you walk or you get up or you move at all, like you like literally it's this might sound stupid, but it is literally like you have like sleep dust in your brain or something. And as soon as you move and the blood starts pumping, like whatever that stuff is, it cycles back out for that day.
Yeah.
And so like if
brushes it
you
off.
and so if you like just write shit down while it's still fresh and all your dream dust is in your head, then you
It
can
tells you what
remember your dreams.
It's a wild thing to dream.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know.
I
This
hear
fucking
too.
computer thing keeps doing this shit.
I hear too that it's like the same chemicals that like you would take in like certain hallucinogenic drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Is the same.
Like dream stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like DMT, I think.
Yeah.
It's like something in that is like the same thing that happens when you dream. Your body releases that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah.
That would be fucking nuts. Everybody that I listen to these like podcasts and stuff, people talking about doing DMT, it sounds really fucking cool. It sounds scary.
Yeah. It's just like you're in a dream state or something.
Yeah. But it seems like pretty universal that everyone's like, yeah, I kind of understood the universe for the first time. And you're like,
it's like they had a pretty good time.
yeah, like, I don't understand the universe.
Yeah.
Do I got to read half of all of these fucking books? How many books do I have to give up on halfway through in order to understand the universe?
Yeah, that's wild, man. It's a wild thought.
This book is pretty cool.
Which one?
The Courage to Be Disliked.
Yeah, it's a
I like it.
conversation. Mason was talking about it, I think, on the last podcast, and
I like it.
it's very neat.
It's cool. I've never really listened to a book that was like that.
You know what I got from it so far? And I think it's like a 6.5 hour listen on Audible. I listened the first hour, and it's almost like the more information that you get, the more your opinion will change on things. I don't know if you remember the
What do you
beginning of
mean?
it. Like he talks about like, oh, all right, if you're gonna read a book, right? And he's like, say this book, like every time the kid's like talking about how like reading a bunch of books, you're just gaining knowledge. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And he's trying to like debate with this older, philosopher. And he's saying that it doesn't matter how much you read, your opinion will typically stay the same and you just gain knowledge. That's what he's telling the guy. And the guy's like, I'm just getting to the part where he's like, kind of saying like, well, that's not necessarily true because as you gain more knowledge, as long as you have an open mind to things, like your opinions will change about, the world.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, dude. I think that that's for sure the case. I mean, anytime that I'm like, I think I know for sure things,
Yeah.
you very quickly find out that you don't fucking know anything.
So I just learned this term from Jenny's uncle. It's called confirmation biased.
Yeah.
You heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
My first time hearing about it, and I think that's a big problem. And that's what when I first heard that, I said, dude, that's the issue with a lot of today's stuff in society, is because they're like, all right, they read one thing and they're like, this has to be true, and everything else they read after that if it doesn't fit in within that box, to them it's not true.
Do you know what cognitive dissonance is?
I've heard of it.
So cognitive dissonance, and this is like my understanding of it, is you basically have these frameworks of the way that you perceive the world. And if something enters your perception that doesn't fit into that framework of your understanding of the world, it creates like a tension in your mind. And you have like a couple choices. You can either deal with it and adapt and let your opinion change, or you can totally reject it and not let that enter your worldview. So like that's where confirmation bias comes into play, is like, I don't like this feeling, so I'm going to find information that fits with the way that I feel and the way that I believe, and then I will cling to that. That is what is scary about all of this shit, is that
people watch. I'm sorry to keep going, like going back to all this stuff,
dude.
But the people watch TV and they watch them. They're like, oh, this is my truth. This is the truth. And then somebody might give them the actual truth, but they're like, no, not for me. This is it. I know that this, down to my my soul, that this is the correct thing. And they have such a closed mind. Yeah, I have heard the word cognitive dissonance before, but yeah,
dude, that's where
it's a problem.
Yeah, well, that's where this ideology stuff comes into play. Like, people just being ideological. Like, I believe this, and I believe it to the T. The interesting thing about the ideological people, though, where you can really spot it, is like the way that they react to things.
Yeah.
And I don't think that most people are ideological to the core. I could be wrong about that, but I think most people don't like cognitive dissonance and want confirmation bias because it's easier, but they're not like willing to like die for it, or like if you show them such overwhelming facts in a way that they can digest it, I think that they will come around to it. But like, there's a lot of people that are just like, no, I believe this, so that's it. But if you look at their whole argument, it's like they're going to say these 5 to 10 things no matter what. Yeah. And it's like, and they can be contradictory, and they don't even see them as contradictions. Like, literally just making this up as an example, but like if you look at like abortion, let's say, is like, you might have somebody that's like, I am like pro-abortion, but then is like, I fucking hate everybody, or I love everybody. It's like, I don't know. That's not even a good example, but it's two things that maybe literally are like logically totally conflicting and don't make sense together, but because it's part of their ideology, they fully believe each of those things. Yeah. Where like, if you believe those things, like logically, you can't actually believe both.
It's like almost a way like compulsive liars. Like, they lie about something so much that they believe it as the act, like that's their truth.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Right.
And the scariest part about it is when you run into those types of people with the confirmation bias, there's really no changing their mind. Like, there's no way for them to get out of that. Like, they have to have a self-realization that, okay, maybe I'm wrong on this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really all that you can do. But I think almost everybody can only come to grips with things if they get there on their own. Yeah. That's why all this fucking beating people over the head with like information, or this is how you should be, or you should do this, like, it doesn't work. And at a certain point, people are going to push back, and that pushback's not going to look pretty.
No, it won't.
No.
At all. You're right. I agree. I do agree with that people have to, come to terms on their own things. Yeah. And sometimes it might take, people are all at different places in their lives, so it's going to take, somebody a little bit longer.
Yeah, dude.
Or they're going to take a different route to get there, and we're not all going to come to the same conclusion. But that confirmation bias stuff, dude, is really it gets in the way. Yeah, it can.
One thing too is like, I try to be good about this. I'm not great at it, but I do try to not judge people with wherever they're at in their like life journey. Yeah. Cause I'll hear people talk about other people, about the decisions that they make. Like, can you believe that they did this? And I'm like, Yeah, totally. Like
For sure.
when I was that age, this is where I was at.
Yeah.
And that's pretty fucking stupid in the grand scheme of things that I would like be in this spot, but yeah, like I totally had to go through that and do all that stupid shit in order to realize that it was stupid and then come to the conclusion on my own that, yeah, maybe this is not a good route.
Yeah. But no, it doesn't matter when you're that age. People are going to tell you this, that, and the other thing. But until you do it and you screw up and you're like, oh, shit, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, well, even doing all this stuff, like just figuring out. I mean, on papers, at the beginning, for sure, it was fucking stupid. All this stuff started out was like, yeah, I'm gonna make some music.
Did you think it was gonna be easier than you were talking about music? You're talking about this. Oh, you're talking about the beginning, like when you were just doing like music production.
Just everything. Yeah. The part of it
Dude,
is
I
like,
forgot that this thing has evolved from I guess such a different place.
yeah.
Wow. Well, I kind of just answered my own question. I was going to ask you, do you when you first started on this journey, how has it in the, what's it been, 2 months only? A couple months? 3 months?
Yeah.
How has it evolved? Like, do you think that it's more what you thought it was going to be, or is it completely different from what you thought, like, your entrepreneurial journey has been?
It's like way different, but in line with what I thought, I guess. So I know that's like a weird answer, but
It made no sense.
So like the individual days and things like that, and the individual opportunities and the way things have shaken out in specifics, no, totally different than I thought. But I guess overall, and I still don't know this yet because I still have to really, I'm on like the cusp, I think, of really figuring out what this business is going to be for the next maybe year or year and a half. I think I'm like a couple weeks away from that, which is what I've been trying to figure out. Like, what can I build and then turn into something that I can grow
For sure.
and, like really like bring in money. That, I guess, is kind of in line with what I thought once I started on the business road. But from the initial piece, like, no, dude, I didn't really know. Like, I remember you and I were talking about the 30-day challenge thing, and I was like, I don't know, dude. I have to do this. Like, something is telling me that I got to do this, and I know that it will change my life. I have no idea what it's going to do, but I know it's going to change my life.
I guess, it kind of did lead you to a place that really wasn't anything that you started off with.
No.
Which is kind of neat in a way, because it was kind of an organic kind of journey where it's like you weren't like, I'm going to do this. You're like, all right, I'm just going to make these songs and I'm going to learn all this equipment, and then you were open to the idea.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That's it. It just keeps changing. It's literally changed. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's changed twice since Monday.
Yeah.
Like the vision of moving ahead. But so I guess part of that too is talking through some of this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And trying to find people that you can talk to about this that can give you sound advice.
Yeah.
So like my talking to my brother has helped me really. Each time I come up with like a new business concept, talking to my brother has helped put it in a way that I could easily explain it to somebody and think of it in a way that's packageable and sellable to somebody that would bring them value.
Yeah.
Like, so talking to him has been really good about that. Talking to my dad has been really good about like, what do you actually want to do? And here's something that you could do. Here's what you're good at. Have you ever thought about doing this? And then, like Marissa, like talking to her about now starting to talk about the like inbound marketing and all this stuff. But then also like we're like, hey dude, let's do this. Like, you're going to start a podcast production company. Like, we should do this. Like, I'll help you start this. And it's like, now we're going through this and we're actually figuring out like in real time what this podcast is going to be
For sure.
and how it's going to evolve. And like, we're getting better and better at it and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, actually, yeah, it's finding good people that can guide you through, but you also got to,
for sure.
I don't know. All I'm realizing too is like the days are fucking long, but it's kind of cool.
So is that a misconception? You know, you see like these Instagram influencers and they're like, or the 4-hour work week, you know, Tim Ferriss type people. And they're like, leave your corporate job, leave your 9 to 5, work 4 hours a week. I'm on vacation all the time. Is that absolute complete nonsense, do you think?
I don't think so. I think those people have figured something out.
Yeah.
They do sell stuff. Like you see the guys on YouTube, the ads that come up like, take our course and we'll teach you how to be, it's like the Modern Millionaires thing. Like, we'll teach you how to do this online marketing stuff and you can live wherever and do this. Like, yeah, if you do that stuff right, there's like a shitload of opportunities to be had in those industries. You just got to be willing to go through that course, learn what they're doing, really follow it, and then really be able, like, dive into it like a full-time job, and then you can probably scale it back and figure out ways to be more efficient and all that kind of stuff. Like, I love Tim Ferriss. Like, Tim Ferriss was one of the first podcasts I ever listened to, and one of the reasons why I even went on that road trip around the country when I was younger, because I was listening to his book, The 4-Hour Work Week, and he was like talking about his old business that he started, and he's like, and he said it as a joke, but he said like something like, I was at a breaking point where I was either going to make a life change or I was going to walk into a McDonald's with an Uzi. Yeah. And I was like, I'm kind of like right in that spot, dude.
Yeah.
And
no, Tim Ferriss is legit. It's just all about automation.
It's like there's a lot of like working smarter, but he does work hard though. Like He works smart and he works hard. Yeah. And I realize that I am lazy and then I force myself to work hard and then I work really dumb, but I just work hard and I work long hours and then I have to do that for a few weeks and then I'm like, sometimes longer, and I'm like, I can't do this. I have to figure out a better way. And then you realize that you're spending a bunch of time on unimportant shit.
So actually I wanted to ask you this question too. You're better at this than a lot of people, but like you start something.
What, everything? That's right.
No.
Motherfucker.
Now, most things you're pretty bad at, but this you're okay at.
That's actually true. That's not incorrect.
You do a lot of stuff. You have like a kind of a lot of hobbies. But when you start something, you pretty much see it through. And if it's not to the end, you're pretty consistent about at least getting to a point where you're like, all right, this isn't for me.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. I don't feel that way.
I know, but I'm judging myself off of you because I know that like I start something and it just, fizzles out quick.
Yeah.
So how do you, when you're not feeling like doing this, when you're not feeling like working, 15-hour day, how do you stay motivated?
Dude, I have the same question. Like, I don't know. So I think it's now I'm starting to realize that this is more in the zone of life. Like, this is kind of like the path that I'm supposed to be going on.
Yeah.
And also too, leaving my job and watching all of this money leaving my bank account very quickly and at a much faster rate and bigger amounts than I thought that it was going to be. Wow. That's pretty good motivation to be like, okay, well, I can either cut my losses now and go get a job that I fucking hate and maybe make some of this money back, or I'm maybe a few weeks out from really figuring out how I can make some money to like turn that around from bleeding to sustainable to making money. Yeah. So it's kind of like what you and I talked about. I don't know if you remember this, but one time we were hanging out at my house and then I had to take Nikita for a walk. So you came with me and you were like, dude, whatever you do, fucking don't give yourself a plan B.
I remember this. Yeah.
Just don't, because you're going to find a way to weasel out and you're not going to do it. So whatever you do, don't fucking give yourself a plan B.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I tried giving myself like the plan B when I was still at my old job and still like kind of teetering on the line. And I remember everybody was like, like, you don't really know what you're going to do. Are you sure you want to like leave and do this stuff? And I was like, no, but yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was like I was walking like a fine line of like fakeness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like where every day I was just like, fuck, man, this isn't what I'm.
You knew that you weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah. I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. And dude, it's a motivation killer. Like, perfect example, right? Today, I'm going through the sales process. I'm trying to sell somebody on one of my packages, and they canceled the meeting on me and just said, hey, send it to me in an email. As a salesperson,
you're bummed.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. That's basically like they're not really interested. I started writing this email like, well, okay, here's what it is. And I was like, you know what? No. I sent back an email after talking through it with Greg. Again, super helpful. Just like, hey, look, I hear you, but I put together a plan for you, and I think it's important that we talk about this. Do you have some time on Thursday? She said, sure, I'm sure I might be able to move things around. No problem. So it was like a rejection, where in the past I would have let it go. And I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Hold on. And then I get an email today. Hey, look, something else came up. We're also looking at other options for stuff like this. Like, can you just send me something? And I wanted to say no, but now I was like, sure, but I'm not going to now jump through a hoop to get you something right now.
Yeah.
I was like, sure, but I have to change this up to make it make sense via email. I'll send something to you by Friday. And it was like, okay, great. So now, as I'm sitting there fucking pissed, and it's like, I'm not even pissed at that person, right? Yeah. Like, they have a fucking job, and I didn't even really know what I was going to be selling to them. Like, they sure as shit don't really know what I'm going to be selling to them. So I'm not that mad about that. But it was just like, it's a defeat thing, right? And again, this would be a point where I would like just give up. But then as I'm sitting there today, towards the end of the day, I'm like, no, let me repurpose this slide using Canva. So they have like cool animations and stuff. It looks way more professional than I could fucking figure out on my own. And I'm like, I'm going to make a video of me introducing this, go through this like presentation in a couple minutes, and then send it. Because if I do that, then there's a chance that, sure, maybe nobody watches it, they don't give a fuck, whatever. But I got practice for the next one.
Yep.
Or they see that and go, oh shit, we were really wrong about this. And hey, owner of the company, I'm going to send you this like 2-minute or 3-minute video for what this guy's proposing.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's pretty interesting stuff. And it's kind of like you just get the ability to send a demo of yourself to each of those people without that game of telephone. Like, hey, can you tell I'm telling this to you, and then when you go present this to your team, tell them I said this. And then when it gets to their team meeting, they're like, yeah, this guy's got like a podcast or something.
Yeah. And now it's just such a quick click. They know within 3 minutes if your product is right for them or not.
Exactly. Or at least if it makes sense to keep talking.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying is like,
that's a genius way to not waste your time and not waste your potential customers' time going back and forth with phone calls and emails and presenting all these different ideas and things.
Yeah.
Such a smart. I wonder if people do that.
Well, people are starting to. So like I actually got that idea from when I worked at Flight Docs. We worked with a company called Closed Loop, and I interviewed the guy for the podcast. I think I just put it out yesterday or 2 days ago, but like he was talking about this, like you can use Drift, I'm going to use Vimeo, these different systems that can record like a picture of you and then what's on your screen. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I know it's really specific, but getting in that zone and having this be my own and needing to figure out what I'm really going to offer and what value I can bring to people and having to figure out how to sell that in order to like pay for shit and pay for my baby that's fucking coming soon.
Yep.
Like it's I don't know. It's just a different, I'm actually trying to problem solve versus problem diffuse. Like I was doing, like spread things out, make things a little bit more wishy-washy.
Well, especially with that, because I would bet my life savings that you're going to have that happen daily in your career once you get this, up and running to full speed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the sales process. You go to somebody, you ask them if they, tell them about your product. Do you want to buy my product? No? All right, well, we're back to square one. Let me tell you why you should buy it. So that's good that that makes sense.
That's the motivation though. Like, I don't know. I still don't have like perfect motivation. I'm not even fucking close, dude, with the music shit. I am so in my head about possibly sending this stuff in as my final assignment to Musician on a Mission of like a song that I made and wrote and recorded and mastered and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like so nervous to fucking send that in. All I got to do is go to my house, go into Logic, bounce it down into the track, and email somebody a copy of that. And I'm like,
why don't you want to do it?
I don't know. Dude, it's fucking scary to find out if it's any good, dude.
So say you do send it. Explain to me. I know. So you took this course.
Yeah.
As I'm trying to refresh my memory, you took this course. They teach you how to use Logic. They teach you how to pretty much write a song from step one to the last step. Mix, master, the whole shebang. And now that your final test was to make your own song and then send it in, and then somebody grades you on it, or they evaluate
Basically,
it.
like they evaluate, and it's not even for a grade, and it's only to be helpful because the person that I send it to literally is like, "Hey, here's what I'd change. It's pretty harsh on the hi-hats. You might want to turn those down, and then if you want to put a certain kind of compressor on the bass, like all that kind of stuff. That's really helpful, but something about like the finality of that." There is nothing left for me to not release this music. So I know that this is a bullshit fucking thing that I've put in my own way. So I started planning out like through Monday.com. I have like the release of at least 3 songs. I'm going to put one out at the end of this month. So I've got like 8 or 9 days, and I'm going to put it out like September 31st. So I'll put one song out in the middle of October, and then one song out at the end of October.
So when are you going to put out your Musician on a Mission?
That song will probably be the end of October. But I have another song that I have sent to them before I got some feedback on. It's not like my best mix. It's a cool song, and it was like the first song where I really like wrote and recorded the whole full band thing and made it sound like
I think you sent
pretty
that
professional
one to me. I think I heard it.
Yeah, it's called Getting Better.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I have a guitar in the other room. I will show you.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And I don't even have it bounced down. But then I got Sitting Here All Alone. That's the one that I'm going to send as my final thing. I think I'll send it out to get like mastered by a third party or something.
Yeah.
But
sounds like you're the only person holding you back.
I am.
You spent a lot of time on that stuff.
I did, and it's fucking scary to start putting that stuff out there, because once you start putting it out, there's not any going back. I've already fucking done that, and the pain of that sucks, dude. Like, I don't know. I kind of let opposite states die. It was on me. Dude, there's no other way to say it, but it was fucking on me. I mean, sure, the circumstances weren't great going through 13 band members in 2 years, but like,
yikes.
Dude, that shit was on me. like this is what I'm realizing after listening to this book, this Courage to Be Disliked.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say, what's that? Like the extreme ownership. That's what that sounded like.
The Jocko Willink
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Well, and maybe it goes in line with that. But what I'm realizing is he talks about that a lot of this stuff, like a lot of the things that people do, come down to like the actual goal that they have, right? Like my goal in this case would be at the deepest level to not put out what I think is like part of maybe the biggest part of my life's purpose is to like make music and do that stuff.
Yeah.
Part of my goal is to not be rejected from that music, right? Like to put it out and have it be rejected in like a fundamental way. I don't even know what that means, right? Or like, so a musician that I love is like, this is the worst fucking like carbon copy shit, whatever it might be. So like to avoid that rejection for something that's like that close to my core, I come up with these ways to facilitate that goal, right? So avoiding the rejection is the goal right now versus putting this music out and just continuing to put out the best music that I can.
Yeah.
And so I realize this, and you realize the activities and the small things that you do every day that lead to you achieving that goal. Like you move towards whatever goal that you have in life. And if my goal is that, well, it makes sense that I would wait a few days and say that I'm really busy, and it takes less than 5 minutes to bounce down a fucking song, dude. Yeah. All I got to do before I leave work, or if I woke up 5 minutes earlier, or stayed up 5 minutes later, hit Command B and fucking hit bounce.
That's it.
And then I could take that and I can send it in an email to the guy to have it evaluated. But I'm not doing it. And so I realize I got to take small steps around it and like plan this stuff out. I've got 3 songs that realistically in the next like 4 or 5 days I can have like as ready as I want them. I'm going to work with this company to like make the album artwork. I'm already working with them to do stuff for my company, and yeah, just have them put that stuff together and do it, dude. But
that's great.
Yeah, it's fucking scary, man.
Let me ask you. You do a ton of stuff. Let
me ask you this.
Let me ask you this. You do a ton of stuff, like a lot, and your however many hours you're awake a day. Do you schedule stuff out? Do you write down what you're gonna do, or do you just like know what you got to get done and you spend a certain allotment per time on each area? I mean, you write music, you do this podcast.
I honestly just started on Monday, like getting my shit together in terms of like a schedule. And I go through phases of it because I don't know. I don't like having things too rigid. I don't like things too loose, but I gravitate towards the looseness because I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. Like I'll schedule stuff out for a day and then I'm like, oh, dude, got it. And then the rest of my week falls apart.
Yeah. And
that's what I mean by working hard and working stupid, is because I wouldn't plan that stuff. And then I spent, like we talked about, spending like 80 hours on a website that literally was a placeholder that I'm going to have to go back, and I now know that I'm going to have to redesign the whole thing because my website right now like doesn't say anything. It's just, it looks cool. Like
looks great.
I made it look really cool and I'm proud of that. But in terms of like a business, like it doesn't really say anything. It has like podcast production on there, and that's fine.
You have like the objectives and like the stuff that
I know,
purchase,
but when
right?
but from a customer perspective, it doesn't really fucking say anything. You know what I mean? Like it's
no.
If I was a business owner, or if I was a marketing director looking to hire somebody to make a podcast for me or do this kind of stuff, all that I would know from that website is that I say that I can do podcasts. Other than that, if I'm not familiar with why I should do a podcast or what the business case is, or I've heard about it, but I don't know why I should have like a production company, you're not getting any of that info. But it looks professional enough, and that's okay.
You see more detail then to what the services are that you can provide.
I now know that with this inbound marketing approach, I've got to reassess everything that I've got. I have to restructure the way that I do it so that the website can work for me, not just be that I have a website. Like it's got to have a purpose.
Yeah.
And so getting back to your schedule thing, like when I think maybe because of this book, and I started doing it. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Well, I want to hear.
But like schedule, I put stuff into Monday.com, right? And I've been trying to like do things in there and set dates and timelines. And then I realized, okay, my brain's not working for this. So over the weekend, I put together just like a task list on there. It just says this week, and here are the tasks. And then you can put in the task that you want, and then you can make notes on it. You can put timelines on it, whatever. But what I did is I was like, all right, I'm going to go in to the office. I'm going to get in the office by 9:15. Not 9, 9:15. And then I am going to start working on shit by 10. That first section of the day, I've got the things I need to do, but more focus on communication. So emailing the people that I need to, making my LinkedIn post for the day, talking to the people that I need to, talking to my brother about the other cameras that I might buy, all this kind of stuff, right? Getting that stuff out of the way. And then like breaking into like 45-minute chunks. So 10 to 10:45, do the most important thing for the day. On Monday and Tuesday, that was putting together this proposal, right? But at the end of that time, I was like, fuck, all right, I got to move on.
Yep.
And if you've got a deadline that is today or something, maybe you don't have that luxury. But like really breaking it up like that of, okay, I have 20 things on the list that I want to do this week, and they're multiple day things. But it's like, let me do this most important thing first, and then like stop at that time, regroup, check my emails, fucking watch a funny video or something like that, and then go into the next thing. But like really try to stick to that thing.
So your best way to perform is to work in 45-minute segments. After every 45 minutes, you have a 15-minute kind of cool down, and then you're on you're on to the next task in the next 45 minutes.
That's what I'm finding right now.
Yeah. Interesting.
But making sure that I load it up enough that I feel like I am actually moving the ball forward on certain things, but also not loading it up so much where I have no time to do any of the stuff.
Yeah.
And then I literally don't do anything. Does that make sense? Where it's like you go so far in the opposite direction.
Well, dude, I think multitasking can be an enemy sometimes.
The deep work thing, that's what got me. So Mason talked about that last week, and he said the book Deep Work, where you...
Did you read it?
No, but I did turn my notifications off on almost everything. Only texts and calls come through where they show up on the lock screen.
I only have text and calls.
Yeah.
I've never turned on my notifications for anything ever.
Dude, I'll get the notifications like that come down from the top while you have your phone open.
I get those.
I'm good with that, but yeah, the ability to go in and just check that shit when you want to check it. I still look at my phone all the time.
Dude, it's like a disease, man.
Yeah. I was looking at it, but yeah, blocking that time and being like, I'm fucking focused on this. I get so much more shit done in that 45 minutes because I'm like, I got this time. I can focus only on this, and then I move on. Whereas that thing, I would be like, here's a 4-hour block, and let me check this, and you don't do anything.
Well, dude, that's why I think too. Like, even for like my personal stuff, say it's not even work stuff, being at home sometimes and trying to be like, whatever. Say I'm trying to learn some stuff on the guitar. Mm-hmm. You have so many distractions at your house that it's just, that's cool. I want to jump in. Oh, I got to do this. I got to clean. I got to change a diaper or something, this and that. It's like, it just throws you all out of whack.
Yeah.
Just the smallest things. But I think you're right, dude, because even if you spend, an interrupted 30 minutes on something is better than spending like a few hours on that same deal and you're doing other stuff. Because the second, I think, I'm finding when you take your focus away from something, it's like you got to jump all the way back into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a killer. That's why going and checking the phone, it literally takes you out of that focus zone.
I wonder if we're in like we're going into a new, not an era because of this, but people are realizing multitask. You know, you going for a job interview, they're like, what are your strengths? We're like, oh, multitasking. I do this. Like, maybe multitasking isn't all it's cut out to be. In certain scenarios, of course.
Yeah.
But maybe not in certain work.
Yeah. It's like, it doesn't let you do that kind of like that deep work.
Yeah.
You know? So.
It's like a flow. You're going to flow with something then.
Exactly. So. Yeah, that's what's working right now.
Cool.
We'll see if I can fucking stick to it. Well, that's my problem is I just don't stick to these things.
Well, that's what I'm saying though, that you've been already doing all this for so long, and I think seems like you're like hitting it really strong.
Thanks. Yeah, it's coming along. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. I'm happy for you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Have you ever read? You should read this book. It's called The Power of Positive Thinking. I think this is the book.
I've heard of it, but
Norman, something is the guy's name. It's an old book, and like maybe not as old as like How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's kind of like that in a way, but
yeah,
he talks about this this guy who buys this land because he thinks there's gold in the mountain. So this guy comes in, he buys all this machinery and spends millions and millions of dollars, and they start hacking away at this mountain. And, you know, he's going at it. Hours turn to days turn to weeks turn to months turn to years. He's still going, doesn't find anything. He's like, all right, I'm going to go a little bit longer. You know, if nothing happens, I'm going to sell the land because there's nothing here. So, you know, he goes a little bit longer, can't find anything after all these years, and he sells off the land. Well, somebody comes and buys the land for dirt cheap because there's nothing on it, and then the new guy gets in there, and within the first, you know, couple hours of him digging in the tunnel, he finds, like, a crazy amount of gold. So it's like the beginning of the story. So it's like he talks about how, like, when you think it's the toughest, it's like that's probably when you're gonna strike gold.
Yeah,
like it's just you're just on the other side of that. You're just on the other side of that wall.
Yeah.
So I always refer to that when I'm like having a bad day or something. You're like, oh man, I'm done with this. I don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, all right, I'm gonna hang on a little bit longer. I'm gonna do this a little bit more and see where it goes.
Well, that's part of the motivation thing too. Is like sometimes you gotta look where the struggle is the most, and that may be where you need to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the King Arthur thing, right? The Knights of the Round Table is like, whatever, to go fight dragons or something. I can't remember what it was, but like the way that they determined it was like, look at the forest and whatever section looks the darkest, that's where you go.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, yeah, dude, that's kind of like that's what everything is. It's what like art or business is, like doing this stuff.
Do you find yourself trying to take the easy ways, or do you ever find yourself like, you know what, I'm going to jump into something that's really hard?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. It's like, it's both.
Yeah.
There's certain things that you're just like, dude, let me do this the fucking easiest way I can. Mm-hmm. But then a lot of times you realize like that doesn't work. Like I wanted to do some of this design stuff and go the easy way. It's like, nah, then you don't get what you want. But then you try to do it all yourself and you're like swamped. It's not quite what you wanted, and it takes so much time. It's like sometimes you got to do all of the really hard shit and then be like, I'm not doing this anymore, and then figure out the smarter way.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only way that I can do it. It's like I don't know things right off the bat. I'm not like, oh my God, you know, if you just put this and this together, it'd be like perfect. And it's like, I'm like, if I just put this and this together, it'd be perfect. And I do it. It's like, well, that pretty much didn't fucking work at all. But I learned this at least. Like you do certain things and then you're like, oh, well, at least I learned about lighting settings on a camera.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like things that you wouldn't think. So,
yeah,
I don't know. It's been cool, dude. It's been cool. It's cool seeing all this shit change like pretty quickly.
Come together.
I didn't realize it until
logos and
I didn't see you for like 3 weeks doing this stuff, and then you're like, came in. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like, got all this different
dude,
shit.
I came in and it's like a new world in here.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff you're posting, dude, the sweet curtains that you got, just everything.
And we're getting sweeter curtains.
Yeah, champagne colored.
No, not champagne color. It's Chambly color.
Chambly.
Chambly. It's going to be a nice light blue gray.
That's good.
From Pottery Barn.
Oh, wow. Spending the big bucks.
Oh, yeah. We're making this place
Just
look...
hang some sheets up there and be done with it.
Bet you got, like, piss-stained sheets. Yeah. You know, this is actually from last night when I had that night terror. You get, like... the fitted sheets, so it's got all the elastics.
Smashed up just in small areas.
Oh, yeah. And we got Brandon's spread love thing in here.
Dude, I'm pumped to listen to the rest of that. What a cool story. What a cool guy.
He's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool. Yeah, if this is the first episode you're listening to or just tuning in, go back and listen to the Brandon Thrift episode.
Yeah.
I think it's like 10 or 11 or something like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's 10 because you had, I think you put Michael. There's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Michael's 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go back and listen to that. It's a really cool story. And then go check him out on Instagram. I think it's Art by Brandon Thrift. But it's cool. He does all this shit that it just started out as, dude, it's a good example. It just started out as him doing this at his house. He just got he basically got like a sign from God to do it. Like it was just like a sign from the universe.
And he just like put it on his kick drum, right?
Yeah.
Something. He's like, oh,
yeah,
this feels right.
Yeah. Dude, it's cool. That's why you gotta just go fucking build shit. But you are building shit.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yep.
It looks pretty sweet.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I started just I just got up there and I'm like, I'm gonna start with one board, right? I'm learning a lot about life too as I'm making this wall. Yeah, I threw one board up there, dude, and I started I was like, I'm not gonna measure anything, just the angles, and everything's just like real geometric, and it's turned out real nice. It's cool, man.
It looks sweet.
Thanks, dude.
Why did you pick that?
What?
That pattern.
I don't know. I just started doing it.
Really?
Yeah. I put the one board on it like this, and I just started running with it. But what I was saying was I'm learning a little bit about life while doing this. So I was
what do you mean?
I'm gonna make everything at a 45-degree angle, right? So that first board is like 45 and a eighth. I mean, it is like
so close.
So tiny off, like not a big deal, right? Well, I get halfway across the wall, and all of a sudden I'm like 2 inches off on these angles. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I go back to that first board that I laid, and it is like that tiny amount off. So it's like, dude, if you have a bad foundation going into things, like all of a sudden that tiny little incremental difference in the beginning is going to throw you off down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
dude, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. When you come over, I'll put the square on it. I mean, it is. You can barely even tell that it's not on there, and then just everything else. So I'm like, you got to kind of go back and rearrange other things. But I use liquid nails, which the only way you're getting those boards off, dude, is if you just pretty much tear down the house.
Really?
The whole wall, all the drywall would have to come off. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, you'll see it.
Dude, my old sales guy, Carl.
Yeah.
My old sales boss. Yeah, he calls it like I don't know, like the 1 degree difference. It's like, or the like 1 in 60 rule is like a pilot thing. He's like, if you're off by 1 degree and you fly for like an hour, you're off by 60 miles or something like that. Change. Like, yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. The smallest amount can have that big of a different, impact.
Yeah. It's like it's the same thing as the compound effect.
Mm-hmm.
I just read that book, and it's like, there's, all right. It's like one of those things. Like, would you rather have $1 million today, or me give you a penny, and over the next 30 days, that penny doubles, and its value
doubles
each
and
day.
doubles and doubles.
Yeah,
yep.
it's all of a sudden in 30 days, you're like, well, you have like $5 million.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Got to put it in that work.
I know.
Put it in that work.
That's the secret, dude. Just figure out how to double pennies each day.
I think the secret's move to Australia.
Doesn't sound like it.
Get locked in your fucking house.
So what? People are locked out and they just have these robots that just roam the streets? It sounds like the end of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to the trade show this year, but none of us are going. We're going to send these little robots and have our faces on the screen.
I wonder who makes those little robots.
I don't know.
By Amazon.
Yeah, probably.
They're gonna start giving it to you free. You're gonna purchase an iPad, and they're like, "Oh, it comes with a robot too."
Yeah, would you like this robot?
Yeah. Oh, you don't? Well, you're gonna get it anyway.
Alexa bot.
Yeah. Hey Alexa.
Hey Alexa, roll over here. Alexa will be a Roomba too.
You don't have an Alexa. You gave me an Alexa years ago.
I gave you an Alexa because it's a fucking spy device.
Yeah, I love it, dude. But I get angry at her.
Do you?
Yeah. The music gets too loud. I tell her to turn it down. She can't hear me, so I yell.
Alexa, turn the music down.
Yeah, that's me.
It's like Step Brothers.
Cheine.
Literally like, Mom, I made love.
Is that Step Brothers?
No, Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers, yeah.
I got a belly full of white dog shit. You're going to lay this shit on me?
Dude, what a great movie. I saw Will Ferrell the other day, and he looks old.
Does he?
Yeah. He was in a TikTok or Instagram with Ryan Gosling. Had white hair.
He has white hair?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to be there. You see this shit? Or maybe it's on this side.
Yeah. You got some white in here, too, don't you?
Yeah, I do once I grow it out.
Oh, dude. You're done.
Done for.
Done.
Rest in peace, Chris Hine. It's been good knowing you guys.
I think I got a little. I can't tell if it's just really blonde or if it's white up this area.
It's very blonde.
I think it's just really blonde.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're falling apart otherwise, but you're doing all right.
My hair looks good, so that's what matters.
All that matters. Fuck it. Fuck these people.
My diet shit. I don't work out anymore, but my hair looks good. So that's all.
Hey, roll with what you got. You want to wrap this up?
Let's do it. Yep.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Adios.
Peace.
See you next Wednesday.
Toodaloo.